Hello.
And welcome.
To the Minimum Wage Podcast.
Or even the name is above our pay grade.
Oh, yeah.
Today we're joined by
Almeter.
Lawrence Almeter. And if you're observant last week, from this week to last week, or from last week to this week, because that's how time works.
That is how it works.
We have not changed clothes.
Nope.
But we do have a different guest.
Incredible.
Hey, Lawrence, much like the guest from last week, Cameron, Lawrence grew up with both of us. And tell
Yes,
us
sir.
a little bit about how you came to be here.
Honestly, I just kind of was here the whole time, pretty much. That's
Yep.
just kind of how. That's like,
about it.
I think the three of us here have just kind of been here the whole time.
Been here?
No, like,
We've
like-
always been doing
like
a
in the
podcast.
same area. Like, we grew up together, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Like K through 12 into school, even.
Yeah, that's
Into,
crazy.
like college, even.
Yeah, we were, and also a little crazy side note is you and I lived together for our first year of college.
Dude, that was so much fun.
That was so
Dude,
dope.
so many memories were made.
Dude, that's wild. Yeah, it's similar to Augie. Augie actually lived with us as well.
Yes, he did. It was like 15 minutes from the school.
Yeah,
Like,
and such cheap
it was
rent.
the rent was so cheap. I could just sit in my room if I wanted to avoid everybody else and like do homework or something. I don't
Yeah. Were you in the same room the whole time?
I was in the closet for a year when you were around.
Yes.
And then I got to upgrade to I actually took your old room.
Ah.
Yes, dude. That room has the best AC of every room in the house.
Believe me, I know.
Dude, it was so nice.
Yeah, I had the
Like,
best room by far.
Oh, it was definitely the best. For
yeah, there's
sure.
no doubt in that. There was like what 1, 2, 3, 4 rooms.
There was 4 like normal rooms, and then there was the closet.
The closet.
We
which
dubbed the
you were in.
closet. It was like an 8x8.
Yeah.
Oh
No,
my
it's.
It
I
was
don't
like-
think it's an 8x8. It's like a 4x8. You know, it's something
It was
I mean,
horrible.
criminally small.
Yeah.
It
It's
was
worse than a jail cell.
very, very small. Yes.
Yeah, that's so tough. And what's crazy is a friend of ours now, Atlas's cousin, who we talked about on the last pod, his cousin might be moving into that same house.
Oh my gosh.
And his room is going to be the closet.
No way.
Yeah. And I'm like,
That's
oh my
hilarious.
gosh, that's horrible actually.
That's tough.
But he's going to be saving money, doggone it. That's
Heck
the
yeah.
thing.
True.
Big true. Yeah, for a lot of people, it's super hard once they already move out. And for me, it was the same way. Once you move out, it's so hard to move back in.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
you let go of a lot of freedoms that you have living on your own. You
Mhm.
know,
Oh yeah.
you really largely go about like your life separately from anybody who you're with.
Oh yeah.
But once
Yeah.
you move back in, you're expected.
You're tied.
Yeah, you're expected to be at certain things at certain times.
Mhm.
There's just a lot more commitment that goes into living with other people who aren't your same age, pretty
Yeah,
much.
There is indeed. Yeah.
Especially within a family,
Yeah, I was
dude.
about to say,
They
especially with
expect
the
so
family.
much of you.
Yeah. I moved back. I'm back home for the summer, and it's like I'm in high school again.
Yeah, it sucks. You gotta be
I
home
mean,
at
like
8.
home cooking, great,
Yes.
but like,
No,
yeah,
the freedoms that
the
you
freedoms,
that
it's a
you
lot-
get to enjoy
I-
outside of the house are
yeah,
nice.
more expectations. It's like, yeah, I live here free, so you know, the
Imagine if us
expectations are a little
three-
higher to like put in some effort.
True. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
not.
If I was paying rent, they probably wouldn't care. They'd be like, all
Really?
right, do your thing.
Yeah,
It's like-
but if you're not paying rent, you better be doing them
I
chores.
bet-
You better
I
feed
better
these
be I
chickens.
better be helping.
Yeah,
That's all I gotta say.
that's facts. Yeah. If mama's making dinner, you might
Yeah,
be able to eat,
exactly.
but you got a doggone clean the dishes.
Bro, for sure.
Yeah, that's facts, dude. And that's something you don't even realize. You don't think about.
Not
Whenever
at
you
all.
move out, you're like, there's no possibility I'm going back. No way. Or
And
maybe
then,
you did. I don't know. But I personally did not. I was like, this is probably,
I know,
this is just my
Dunzo.
life now. I accepted
Yeah.
that.
Dunzo.
And then, lo and behold, circumstances changed and I wanted to save money.
Indeed. I mean, saving money is a wonderful thing.
I love it, dude.
I love the
Dude,
thing.
so
It's
nice.
so good. I love watching my bank account go up every month.
Heck yeah.
Even with spending money. I love that.
Right?
Yeah, I can buy as much fast food as I want, pretty much. Like within reason, obviously. I can't like 3 meals a day every single day.
Yeah,
like,
that
you
would
know.
ruin. That would definitely ruin. A meal.
Actually, I might. At this point, I might could, but I mean, no reason to do that. When I
No,
can
not at
save
all.
that amount of money and invest it,
Well, yeah, like let's just crunch a couple numbers here. Like 3 meals a day.
$10 a meal,
about-
$30 a day.
Dude, $30 a day.
That's a crazy amount.
That
Yeah.
would add up.
That would add up.
Real
But I mean,
quick.
all that is 2 hours of work a day for me. But
Fair.
even still, that would add up. Yeah. And that's $30 a day that I save now, and
exactly.
$30 a day that I can invest.
Yes, sir.
And $30 it'll turn into 100 by the time I'm 65. You know what I'm saying? Or more, dude. Really.
It might.
It might. It's actually going to be more. When
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it right now, I'm 21 with compounding interest. If I
It's in the
invest
stock market, though.
if I invest $500 right now into a 6% index fund, then by the time I'm 59 and a half, that'll be over $9,000. That'll be like $9,700 something dollars.
Very interesting.
And so that's $500. So let's scale that down to 30. You're thinking about like 18x.
Hmm.
That's
54.
54. Yeah. So is that what it is? Is it $54 from the 30? No, 18x.
18 times 3?
$540 from the 30. Was I skipping a
Yeah.
zero?
Yeah, you skipped a 0.
$540 from wow. So yeah, I'm gonna invest that money. That's just the bottom line.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why just have it kind of just sitting in the bank doing nothing?
Yeah. No.
That
we-
is a thing, yeah.
Although I don't like acorns.
Yeah.
Acorns did nothing but lose me money. I think I'm pulling all my money out because whenever I invest in like Robinhood, whenever I'm like
You
choosing,
get choices.
yeah,
Yeah.
You get to choose.
You
You're
know.
always up.
Yeah.
You can
Same as me.
always
you
up.
can- Yeah.
Yeah. So also what I'm doing now is investing all of my cash. I'm keeping 500. That's like, my safety deposit. I'll always have 500 just in savings.
I
Oh,
do
for
1,000.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
to each their own, but
Yep.
Yeah,
I just
it's
want more money making money.
Indeed.
So I
I
could
thought
do
about lowering my
1,000,
amount.
but Roth IRAs, you can pull out your principal amount untaxed.
Instantly.
So it's essentially a savings account with 6% interest
Is it like instantly though?
instantly. It's like, well, not like you can't transfer it to your checking account. It's like 2-3 days maybe.
Dude, Acorns is like a week and a half. It's
That's
so
wild.
bad. It's so bad.
That's ridiculous.
I'm still waiting for something I did like a week ago.
That's horrible.
yeah.
Yeah. So the only reason why I had Acorns in the first place was because it was so simple.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, that's true.
it's just like roundups, like investing the money off your card.
I'd rather just.
That's so simple. And then the recurring investments. At that point, when it came out, there was nothing else that would get you recurring investments. So
Mhm.
that's what that is I've got it doing a $5 a week recurring investment. So every single week, it just throws $5 in my investment portfolio. So, and it's nice to have it managed by somebody else because I don't ever have to worry about. I check it every single day with all my other accounts, but I don't have to worry about it at all. I just
Yeah.
know that's going to be in there forever.
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
kind of like knowing what companies my money
Ends up
is
in.
in. Yeah, I invest in the field that I know, which is tech.
Yeah.
There you go.
Um,
Tech's always growing for sure.
Like for instance, Nvidia is releasing their earnings report for this quarter on May 24th. It'd probably be a good idea to invest in the lowest point
I
leading
think
up
I
to that.
have actually
Um,
some shares in Nvidia right now.
They
That's funny.
really
Not a whole lot. but,
based
like,
on
might
when
have
you
to- might have to put a couple
invested.
more.
Go check those because they've been popping off recently. Nvidia has a future for
Yeah.
for at least
Oh, for sure.
the next 5 years in the market,
Yeah.
if not a lot longer. Especially with as AI gains prevalence, it is their cores
Yeah.
and their processors
Dude,
that are doing this.
I invested in Microsoft. I feel so incredibly smart for this. I somehow managed to invest in Microsoft just before they bought OpenAI.
Really?
Yeah, it was incredible, dude. It was such
Incredible.
perfect timing. For some reason, I just like out of nowhere one day, I was like, you know what? I invest in Apple. I'm gonna diversify and invest some in Microsoft. So I bought like 2 shares or something, like some small amount, like
Yeah.
nothing crazy, just a couple $100. And then like I want to say a month later, they bought. It's announced that they're buying
Dang.
OpenAI for $10 billion.
Nice.
And I was like, yes.
Let's
Dude,
go.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, it was
Love
so
to
good.
hear it. Love to hear it.
I'm always, I'm trying to watch small tech companies and try and see, if I can catch someone early before they rise.
Yes.
Catch a sprouting company.
Yes, I love trying to find small
Like
companies to
Helion.
invest in.
And their deal with Microsoft,
Yeah,
like,
Interesting.
they're the fusion ones,
that
right?
came out of nowhere. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. No one could have seen that coming. But I saw it, and I didn't have. Oh, actually, I think I might lower. I think I might go under 1,000 because that money is just sitting there.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it. I could have put it in Helion. I thought about putting like 200 in them, and I probably could have made a fair amount. And even if I didn't keep it in there, I could have moved that to like Microsoft, and then
Facts.
been good.
I honestly prefer
Or
to put my
Nvidia.
money. I prefer to put the majority of my money in a Roth IRA rather than in individual stocks,
Mm-hmm.
because I can't really guarantee that my individual stocks are going to go up 6% per year. But I can more or less guarantee that it'll go up really no less than 4% on
Mm-hmm.
a Roth IRA.
I don't invest in companies that I don't foresee active growth in.
Yeah, and that's
You
fair.
know.
Like obviously, but
if you're gonna
you
see
can't
active
you
growth-
can't foresee active growth for anything, and that's why Roth IRAs are based
No,
on
but-
index funds.
Yeah, like you might
So
You
not.
it's
can't see
like-
what they have planned. I mean, yeah, like again,
Everything. It's just so
It's-
diversified that if one part of the market goes down,
I
you've got
just like
tons of
the-
others to prop it up.
I would-
opportunity of having like a month of like 24%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
It's
love that too, and that's why I do
definitely,
both.
yeah.
That's
it's
why
definitely
I
a
invest in it.
tortoise in the hare kind of situation. Like you're guaranteed a steady pace, but like if you're
You could 10x
yeah,
your money in
You could-
in one day.
you could get a short burst of like, boom, you like doubled your cash
Mhm.
in like
And then there's
2
crypto.
months, or you could half it.
I want to create a trading algorithm so bad for crypto, dude. For
Ooh.
Bitcoin specifically, because I just see so many like gigantic dips. And also, once you create one trading algorithm, you can essentially port that over to any cryptocurrency and just make money.
Yeah.
Like that's literally it. Like it would just be a sure bet that I'm making money.
What a world.
That's ridiculous, dude.
Unless, but crypto could crash.
Yeah,
It
it could
could.
break my trading algorithm for sure. Because if it crashed, I can't even think of a way. Well, I guess once I got into it, I'd be able to code this out. But the biggest problem would be like if it started crashing, my algorithm would want to buy.
Oh, because it'd say, oh, price is down, buy,
Price
buy,
is super down. Buy.
and then
Every
and then you're
hour
not
would
gonna be able
go
to sell
way
it
down.
because
Yeah,
nobody's gonna
you'd
want
sell
it.
it at such a loss. It would be like you'd lose all the money
yeah,
that you had ever
nobody
put in.
basically nobody would want it back.
Yeah, no way.
Very dangerous.
Yeah, it's dangerous for sure. But you'd have to put in some fail safe. Like
yeah,
if it drops below 30% in like a
such a period of time.
in 2-day period, then do not touch it.
Yeah, that'd be smart.
It's kind of hard though because obviously like with those trading algorithms, you're relying on fast decision making. Because
Yeah.
in a minute it could go up 20%, and
Yep.
then the
Could.
next minute it could go down 40%.
Good.
And cryptos are much more prone
The graphs
to
are just
fluctuation.
They're
Yeah.
crazy.
Because every time somebody mentions crypto anywhere, every
everyone's like,
crypto is
Yeah,
like Elon Musk. He is the biggest influence on the crypto market.
I was about to say that.
this
yeah.
man
Like,
single-handedly.
Every time he mentions, dude, freaking Dogecoin, I keep on missing out. I always come late. I always show up like 2 hours late, and after 2 hours late, it's already gone up, 18%.
Yeah.
Good
And it's
lord.
like at this point, I know it's probably going to go up another 6 to 10%, but I'm not willing to participate in that gamble, and that
True.
insane gamble of,
When
oh!
I pulled out, yes.
yeah, it's
and then
like,
everyone pulls out all at once. It's like, all right, that was fun.
What was it with AMC? Was it AMC or GameStop? Where
GameStop.
It was GameStop, where, like,
GameStop.
yes.
Tell us that
I'm
story.
trying to remember exactly what happened.
So like, they were like kind of not doing well, going out of business, and then like a bunch of big investors like
Didn't they try to buy him out or something?
they like, what's the opposite of buying?
Or
Short
start-
selling.
Oh, that's
They
right.
like everyone
They
shorted
started
them.
shorting.
I
it.
did hear about that, yeah,
Everything
yeah.
shorted them.
So Wall Street Bets is a Reddit group for like just day traders, just random people who day trade at home or whatever. It's called Wall Street Bets, and Wall Street Bets found out that there were tons of shorts on GameStop stock, and then they were like, you know what, we're gonna ruin these people.
Yeah, so
We're
what do
gonna
you
ruin
do?
These people
You
with
go
a lot of
out
money.
They
and
say,
start
hey,
buying
buy
stuff.
stock.
Yeah, so
And
if
so
you
they're
buy a
buying,
lot of
like-
stock, then they're gonna lose all of their money on the shorts.
And they bought like pretty significant amounts of it, and boom,
Yeah.
they're, everything rose like, I don't know how much it was.
Crazy
it was a
number.
lot. Yeah, they
Wasn't
got,
that during COVID as well?
Yeah, it was during
It
like
might have
COVID
been.
era.
It might have been.
COVID era,
Yeah.
man.
So then what happened was people tried to pull out, obviously, because, once you've already made these big investors lose their money, it doesn't matter anymore. You just pull back out.
So then it
Yeah.
crashed again.
And so then it crashed again. And what Robinhood had the bright idea to do was force trading closure. So people weren't allowed to trade anymore
Yeah.
if they were trading GameStop stock. So what happened was people were just stuck. They had put in like $100,000 and they had that money stuck. They just saw it dropping while they did not have the option to sell.
Yeah.
Even though they were on the app trying to sell, they could not sell because Robinhood had stopped them from doing it.
Dang.
So I think there must have been like some type of class action lawsuit or something against Robinhood. I don't know what happened with that situation, but definitely nothing good in the way of Robinhood, dude.
Yeah.
If I was an investor, I would look at that and be like, okay,
How can we trust them for future?
yeah. So, but now for me,
cases.
like, I think I started using Robinhood after that. And I was like, if this happened once, it's never going to happen again. Otherwise, they'd be ruined. So,
Yeah, they can only make that kind of mistake once.
Yeah, so I'm like, now it's the safest time
True.
ever for me to invest using Robinhood. And I do like Robinhood. I think
It's very simple.
the app looks nice.
Mhm.
It's very simple for sure.
I just wanted to give you the numbers for GameStop. 'cause
Yeah,
we
yeah.
talked About that. And it went up in one day. It's January 27th, 2020, I think. I'm not sure. It went up 200%.
Yeah. And so all those gamers that put in everything that they had, which probably $2,000, $3,000.
Yeah,
I mean, they made bank.
for sure.
If they had sold it,
At the beginning.
if they put it in and then sold it within a couple days, they probably would have, doubled, close to tripled there.
The
The
chief
original investment.
of ChatGPT announced that they're going to work with the United States government to ensure that AI does not go wrong.
Can we trust
I hate
the
that.
government for that one?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No,
Mm-mm.
no sir.
Can we trust the government in general?
No, sir.
No.
What are they
no, sir.
concerned about? I don't even understand what they're concerned about.
I don't know.
Like, what is the concern?
I guess the concern is that AI is going to take jobs.
They've been watching too many sci-fi movies. I don't
True.
know.
Yeah, do I wait too
Ooh,
many
that is a
sci-fi
good point,
movies?
though.
Well,
the
I mean,
AI
I
taking
think that's their
jobs.
central concern. But that shouldn't be concerning. People need to adjust.
I mean, that's just the same logic that would go with
mean, like-
robotics.
yeah, and the same logic that went with
And
the
all they're
doggone
gonna
cotton
do,
gin.
all they're gonna do is apply the AI to the robot.
I guess, yeah, for sure, this is a more disruptive technology. Because when you
Well,
think
like-
about something like the cotton gin, there were only like a couple hundred people that had access to that.
What is ChatGPT gonna do that, like, aside from low level programming, what's it gonna take?
ChatGPT,
Yeah.
what is it going to take? That's lawyers' jobs for sure.
No, because someone still has to be in court.
Right now. I mean, so this is nothing that's going to happen
Dude,
soon.
Well, yeah, but they're not gonna get rid of the person in court. Someone like, even if a lawyer is using
The ol-
ChatGPT,
The only people that are
off
gonna be
the thing,
losing their
they're gonna
jobs
have,
are
like,
telemarketers.
you always
Yeah, telemarketers are gonna lose
Yo,
their jobs.
always have to have someone in court. That's just no one's gonna change that because there's no reason to. It's not gonna be like
James, what jobs are going to be taken? Let's see if we can find that
it's
out.
likely just low level programming. It's not gonna take news articles and journalists because it lies.
This is true.
Um,
Or it has you have to centralize where it's gaining information from. Otherwise,
no, because even
or-
on Bing,
What
yeah.
you said about news reports?
yeah, like there are news places that use ChatGPT, but now a bunch are getting pointed out like, hey, this is a hoax, and they're like,
quit being lazy.
yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty
like
much.
write a doggone news report, and if you're gonna use it, I mean,
You
confirm
can
it's
use it
real.
as a tool, but
Yeah.
don't
But-
use it to do your job.
I mean,
Facts.
I don't see too many markets actually being disrupted by ChatGPT in of itself in terms of number of workers, aside from low level freaking programming.
No, currently these are
the
very
workers-
rudimentary tools.
the workers that would lose their jobs, that would probably be able to move up fairly easily. I don't
Well,
think the
it's one of
skill
those
gap
things
between
Where
an AI
it-
and a person doing that job would be very
Well, it just takes away the job that removes the job experience opportunities. So like at larger tech companies, they don't need as many, lower level jobs, which means there's not as many lower level jobs for people to get and then move up through.
Yeah.
So it's like, in order to get hired, you already have to be a well experienced
You have to be competent.
programmer, and there's less ways to prove that without lower level jobs, although that's also has to do with companies constantly being like minimum of 4 years job experience. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, from a new grad.
Yeah,
It's like, come on.
it's like
When am I supposed to work? It's
they're
like
posting these websites
Dude.
are
what I
it's
love-
posting
insane.
these posts on like student websites.
I watched this one.
8 years experience.
I watched this one. It was like a Reddit clip or something where it was just going through like tons of job like interview applications, and one of them was it was something like 2015. Okay. And it said, we want 5 years of Swift experience. And then in the video, they looked up what year did Swift come out.
Oh,
And it came out 3 years prior. It's like, dude, this is literally an impossible task.
Yeah.
Like, nobody can do this
It's like,
legitimately.
you need to
Yeah.
have 5 years working with C, 10 years with Python. Like what?
Yeah.
Madness.
Like, okay, who are you gonna hire?
No one.
Find somebody. Who are you gonna find?
Yeah, and that's where you get people to just lie on their resume.
Yeah.
And
'Cause it doesn't
the
matter.
people that would have that kind of experience
How you gonna
already
fact
have
check
a
my
job.
10 years with Python?
Yeah, facts. They already have a job. Yeah.
They already have a job.
yeah.
That probably pays them very well if they have 15 years of coding experience.
Yeah. So realistically, it just opens up the market for people like me that have loose morals when it comes to lying on job applications. Because I don't give a damn if I can get in the interview room and I actually have the skills to be able to do the job.
If
then
you can
why
walk
would you
into
not
the
hire
interview
me?
room and walk out of the interview room, like,
Mm-hmm.
with, answered the questions, all that, you're probably set.
I don't get why I need some piece of software to filter me out when I have the skills to be able to do the job. And honestly, that's what an interview is. It's just like trying to see if you have the skills to be able to do the job. And if I'm applying for the job, I'm confident that I have the skills necessary to be able to do it. And anything I do, I'm going to try my best to do a great job at.
Yep.
And the bottom line is, if I don't get the job, then it's probably not because I don't have the 10 years of Python experience. It's probably because, quite simply, the experience I had was not adequate enough to do the job.
There you
Yeah.
go.
It
Which-
might have only taken 5 years, and I only have 3, but I could tell on my resume I had 10,
Good.
and get
Good.
the interview. And the
Yep.
bottom line is, if you do end up getting the job, they're never gonna find out that you lied on your resume.
Yeah.
And what does it matter if they gave you the job anyway?
Yeah. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
Fire you? Then they gotta find somebody else.
Exactly. He's probably lying on the resume.
Probably right.
too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
So
all just a
speaking
circle.
about what AIs might take job wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Business Insider's talking about, so they said tech jobs, which I kind of think, don't you think this is going to help programmers? AI is going to help programmers like a tool, not really take the job. I don't know. That's
I
what
mean,
they think. So
Someone has to prompt it.
This is true.
Yeah, I think so. I think what
They're
they're
not
talking
free
about
thinking.
there is like the scalability of AI, whereas like now it takes 3 people to do one thing, and with AI one person can do the work of those 3, so it'll essentially cut the jobs in thirds. So like 2/3 of the people can be laid off because
Maybe.
1/3 can do their job.
But to begin with, I think most devs at most companies have an infinitely growing list of problems to solve, and they can never even solve all of them.
Yeah,
So maybe it's just going to make us be able to solve more with the same amount of people.
that's
And then
very
maybe
fair.
we'll still have more problems because there's always bugs. There's
Oh, for sure.
always breaches. And there's always something wrong, dude.
Yeah.
Someone's got a problem. Someone
You know-
needs help. It is taking, like, help desk jobs.
Yeah.
Online help desk jobs.
Yes.
But to be fair, I mean, do we need somebody to, answer the stupid questions that we have?
Quite frankly, if
like
a
the same 10
chatbot can do your
questions.
job, then you should
Like,
find a different job already.
That's what they do right now. They literally filter out your question until it's like
Unless it's,
specific enough.
Something complicated, and then they notify
Yeah,
someone, which is how it
then-
should be.
Yeah.
There
I don't know if
there
y'all
should
have
be
ever gone
a
through-
there should be like a talk to person button.
Yes,
in
I-
my
Yes.
opinion.
I don't
There
know if
are
y'all have ever
sometimes
gone
things
through
where
like an
it's-
Amazon return, but literally if it's under a certain dollar value,
Yeah, you just get chatbots.
you just they don't even have chatbots anymore. What they have
Wait,
is
what?
just a series of prompts. Like you click like I have a problem with this order. Like you go to the order, you say I have a problem with the order, and it's like, okay, what was the problem? And like one of your options is something was missing. You click that, and it says, okay, was this item not found on your doorstep? And you say yes. And if it's within 3 days of being like shipped out, it said, okay, wait a couple days and then come back to us. So for me, the most recent one I did, I didn't have to wait. I said it knew that the order had been shipped like 4 days prior. And I said, could not find order. And it said, okay, we're refunding your order.
Nice.
And it said, do you want a refund or do you want the order reshipped? I just clicked, I want the order reshipped.
Incredible.
And so, yeah, they have it to
So you
the
might get
point
two.
where, you know,
If it got lost in the mail, you might just get 2.
absolutely, yeah.
There you go.
Love that.
Yeah, but they don't care below a certain dollar level because you don't have any theft at Amazon. And so they can do things like that. Brick and
Yeah.
mortar stores have to deal with, like, for instance, Walmart, I think they have like a 10% theft rate, right?
No, I thought last episode we were talking. It's
Oh, yeah,
like
it was
20.
20. It was
20%.
close to 20.
People just walking in, walking out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, makes
crazy,
sense.
dude. So, yeah, Amazon doesn't have to deal with any of that. Unless it's their workers, like, straight up taking the things. But they've got
Yeah,
cameras
that's-
all over the place.
yeah,
They've
that's
got
gonna be very
AI
minimal.
to detect it.
And, everything's...
That's maybe 1%, okay?
Yeah.
So, when they don't have to pay 20%, they're paying 19% less for
Yeah,
that.
they can afford to, make the customer happy.
Yeah. They can afford to just return those things because that's essentially what their theft would be. Off people's doorsteps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's a whole different business model where they can actually do that. But it's wild, dude. They've gotten it down to a science where it's just a
Yep.
series of prompts. You just
That's
click the
running.
button that most applies to you, and then you just continue clicking buttons until you get down to your specific issue.
Simple as that, for sure.
Simple as that. And that's not even AI. That's just what we have today.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you fast forward or fast back to 10 years. 10 years previously, of course, there was somebody that was doing that. You had to call somebody.
Yep.
There's no way that you could do that with technology. And I think just little things like that are going to slowly be taking jobs. And it's not going to be quick by any means. We know because of Amazon, It's not going to be quick, but eventually there will be jobs taken.
Yeah.
And I think that is what regulators
But-
are worried about.
I don't even feel like it is because most of them are just talking about like AI taking over the world type stuff.
What is?
Of what people are talking about, of like what is concerning, and like that's not even concerning because those jobs were bound to go anyways. I mean, even without AI, just like you can like a bunch of these things can just be done with programs, and people have
Yeah.
been working on programs to do them for a while, and a bunch of things are already taken by programs. Like
Yeah,
no one hires someone to do their taxes for them. Y'all go to TurboTax.
that's exactly right.
Previously, you had someone to do your taxes. No one does that.
Or
Just
just
TurboTax
Do
for
'em
free.
yourself.
It's
Yeah,
it's
Well,
literally
depending
free.
on how complicated
yeah,
they
I
are,
was
for
gonna
sure.
say, depending on how complicated yours are,
Yeah,
because
but
this year will probably be the first year I pay somebody to do them. Because I heard from a buddy, he's got this girl, he's got an LLC, and for all of his business accounting and everything, he just pays $200, and it's $200 once a year, and that's it.
That's like nothing.
That's
Yeah.
literally
Especially if you have a
nothing.
business and you're making money, like that's almost nothing.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
gonna say. That's what I'm saying. Like this next year, whoever does my taxes is gonna have to deal with an LLC, and I don't want my dad to have to do that. I don't want myself to have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So-
especially like messing up something.
When I can just pay somebody else to do TurboTax for me.
yeah, exactly. But exactly, even then you're just paying them to use TurboTax. But yeah, so I mean, I really don't see too much of a problem because again, what is ChatGPT gonna do? What's it gonna do?
Yeah. Well, for us also, I think we're smart enough to figure out how to use it well enough for our job to never be taken.
That's true. Or more positions are going to open up for newer jobs. As,
Yeah, different jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe it will never become an issue, but I kind of
Maybe
can
it'll be the
see the
biggest
other
issue.
side. Yeah, I can kind of see the other side where the government's like, hey, let's do something about it before it is an issue.
Yeah, but what are they gonna
Mm.
do?
That's what I'm worried about. So that's actually the one worrying part about
They would
it.
What are you
have
gonna
to
do?
either put
That's- yeah,
limits
exactly.
on
That's
its
what I'm most worried
application.
about is what are these dummies gonna do?
Yeah, it's scary, dude. When they're
What
asking what's a
stupid
finsta
rules?
in front of Congress, you what? Come on. Those are the same people that are going to be starting to try and regulate AI. They don't know what it's doing.
What are they gonna?
I guarantee you 90% of them have never even used AI.
They're gonna integrate locks to make sure that it doesn't, kill people or something.
That's what I'm. This is interesting. It says I'm looking at news and it says that one of the people that brought it forward to the Senate asking for AI regulation is Sam Altman,
Yeah.
the creator of ChatGPT.
Yeah, I actually heard about that.
I almost wonder that if they're just doing this so that it's open AI in the pockets of the government making all the rules so that they can barely get by but no one else can, and all that type of shit.
Yeah, so
Lobbying.
a video that I watched about it was literally a marketing ploy
Ooh.
for Sam Altman to overplay what his AI can do was a marketing ploy. So he's like, "Oh yeah, this
He's
is so
making it bigger
scary.
than it
We need to
thinks it
talk
is."
exactly. We need to talk to regulators and try and regulate this before it gets out of control."
He's fear mongering for money.
That's what I'm saying. Then people are like,
dirty.
"Oh my gosh, this AI is crazy. What can this AI do? I
Okay,
don't want to
well,
know."
Okay, so it's not.
It's not what?
just not. It's just not that crazy.
No, probably not.
Ooh, I can
Um,
generate text.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I don't know. We'll have to find out. But in its current state, where it's just guessing what the next sentence is or what the next word is that it's supposed to say, it's not really that crazy to me. Not really that scary to me either.
Yeah. I mean, like ChatGPT in and of itself, large language model, processing language.
Yeah.
Very good at it. Very useful. Not that scary.
Mm-hmm. So, Lawrence, back to you a little bit. What are you up to these days, man?
These days, I'm studying mechanical engineering at Georgia Southern.
How's that going?
It's going.
It's going. What's your GPA?
It's actually pretty darn good. I got
Ask
like
him
a
real question.
3.88 or something like that.
Let's
Ooh,
go. Yes.
I have a 4.0 institutional GPA, so
Ooh.
so far all A's
All
There
right.
you go.
Let's
at
freaking
GSU.
go, dude.
Let's go.
That's dope. Yeah,
Heck
I don't
yeah.
even have that. But I guess I don't need it. If I was in the top 5% of CS majors last semester, I don't need it.
That's fair.
I've got, so I had a 3.71 to be in the top 5%.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's crazy though. That means people are dumb as hell.
Yeah,
Or they just don't put the work
I mean,
in.
3.3 is the limit for the Zell scholarship, which pays your tuition. So
I thought it was 3.2.
is it 3.2 now? I don't remember.
I don't
was
know. I just
3.2.
thought it was 3.2
Oh,
the
if
whole
I
I had
time.
heard
too.
somewhere that apparently they're going to change the Hope Scholarship to just cover all.
Ooh.
I think they might just because
That'd be
so many
nice.
people playing the Georgia lottery.
Dear Lord.
Keep it coming.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That doesn't surprise me though. Knowing the Georgians that I know. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
seeing the 1 hour I see a day
Oh lordy.
of just the people getting off work and every dollar they
Going and
made.
buying their lottery tickets.
Yep, I'll take 10 number 25s.
I hate that. And that's why so many doggone Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
Lottery.
They spend it on dumbass things. No return on investment. Like lottery, statistically, you are going to lose. I
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
play games that have a high probability of me winning. And
Either through skill
the lottery is
or
definitely not one.
better random numbers.
Yeah, literally, just
Mostly skill.
anything that I can say will give me an advantage and give me an upper hand, give me the ability to win, I'll play that. Like in any game, like
Play.
Sorry, for instance.
Like,
If I'm very good at Sorry, I'm going to play it.
Yeah, fair.
go somewhere and either, like, bet on, like, black or something,
Yeah, bet on green.
Yeah, do something. You still got higher chances.
Yeah, it's
Infinitely
crazy.
higher chances.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, you have far higher chances just betting at a poker table,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
especially if you're good at
I was about
poker.
to say, especially poker, because that has some skill. in it.
There is some skill involved. As long as
Yeah.
you're not playing like the slots or something like that.
Yeah, don't. Oh my god,
Dude.
The slots.
the slots blows my mind, dude. All the old ass people that are just addicted to.
Now it's those games and thing.
On the phone.
No, it's where they like have like a machine up in the in a gas station. They just play games on the machines.
The little like yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's like an arcade almost, but for like slots.
money.
What
For
do you play?
adults.
slots on there? It's not
Yeah,
poker.
Pretty much.
It's all just slots.
It's literally just like
It's all
slots.
just different iterations of slots.
Why do people like slots?
I don't know.
I hate slots so
Slots
much.
is like
they
the
think they have a
worst.
chance.
slots.
Slots
yeah,
is
it's
literally
so
the
weird.
worst.
It's actually the worst because literally all you do is spend money on slots. Like there's no advantage to it because you're not learning a skill. Like if you're actually playing poker, you're in the process of actively learning how to play
Yeah.
poker.
Yeah.
If you're playing slots, it's just so little
And,
return
like,
on your investment.
And
Push the
slots
button.
and these other games that are determined by solely RNG
Yeah.
are weighted against you.
Always.
Like they're designed
Otherwise,
to like, yeah, literally.
they literally would not be there.
And
because
so
they would lose money.
No one
and
would
if
have
they
built that
see that,
machine.
and if they see that people are winning, then they will specifically like
Alter
target
the odds.
those. Yeah, they specifically, you know,
Target those
yeah,
people.
yeah, target those kind of people.
Like, yeah, you
Yeah.
won, but you ain't winning twice.
Yeah, and I've seen
Like,
that before.
oh, you won it once. That's fine. That means you'll come back and play it more, and you'll lose. Oh, you won it 3 times. Whoa, okay, we got a problem here.
No more wins for you tonight.
That's why
So-
if you play a slot machine and you win, just keep it.
Also,
yeah, never play again.
that's why I think they break randomly. Because I'll see them, like, break whenever people are trying to, like, cash out sometimes.
Oh,
And it's like-
That's wild,
Are
actually.
you breaking?
That's a scam.
Yeah,
Or
that
are
is a
you
straight up scam.
going...
That's just a straight up scam.
Or are we going... Well, like, the thing is people blame the owner of the business, but I'm like, that's, you know, that's
It's
not
That's not
it was
machines.
probably
machines.
designed to do that.
Yeah, but the
It's like
owner
not his
did
machine.
choose to buy that machine.
That's fair.
They're Georgia lottery machines.
Okay. The owner,
You know?
Georgia Lottery, did not tell the owner to put that in his store.
No, but they approved of it, so...
They did approve of it. So what's crazy too? So I have a friend. I think he learned how to game the system online, because what he would do is he would spend money. He would throw like $1,000 in the account, okay, and then he would bet with that money, and he would get up every single time.
Hmm.
And then he'd come on there like the next day, bet with that money, and then he'd go down. And then once he was down a certain amount, he'd invest more money to get him back up. So the first time, what I saw was he had $1,000. He threw $1,000 in there, and then somehow he got it up to $10,000.
Dang.
What the...
And then
What?
then he gambled again and got it down to 6.5. And then he put in the remainder. He put in the 3.5 to get him back up to 10. And then he bet like a 50-50 on with that 10, and he got it up to 20, and then pulled the 20 out.
There you go.
So
Where's, what? Who? What? That's crazy.
I'll tell you after the
Yeah.
podcast because I don't want to expose him. Because anybody our age that has $20,000 from lottery winnings, like people want to take that money. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
So
like, hey, I'm your third cousin.
yeah, exactly.
Don't you remember?
Third cousin,
remember
twice
me?
removed.
You see, I was
You-
one
you
that walked
owed me
past
one,
you at
remember?
Walmart. You know, yeah.
Yeah, you remember when I gave you that ride home from school, young boy? Yeah, I'm gonna need $5,000.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's crazy. Once you start making money, family members you didn't even know existed know you exist.
It's true. Especially if it's not like earned.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like if it's hard earned, they're probably not going to
Well,
press you
even if
about
it's
it.
still, that's the craziest thing.
Well,
Even
oh,
if it's
yeah, yeah.
still earned, they're like,
if it's hard earned and it's an absurd amount, then maybe.
yeah, absolutely. But like, even not that crazy an absurd amount. Like if you start making like $100,000 a month, like that's only
that's
1.2 mil a year. That's not absurd.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's really not a.
I guess
that's
it
not an
depends on.
absurd
I guess
amount.
it depends on the like the financial district you're in.
Yeah, because like if you're in Atlanta, you're
yeah,
gonna make that.
that's
Yeah.
like
You better be
probably
making that.
standard, especially for anyone working in one of those office buildings. I'm
Oh,
sure.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
I
if
mean,
they
that's
live in
almost
Midtown
the cost
Atlanta-
of living.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, the cost of living is almost at that. So when you're making that amount of money and people start asking you for money, you're like, no, you go make this money.
What do you think this is? Free handouts?
Especially for me, like I can't think of anybody in my family who is actually dumb enough to not be able to make the same amount of money that I'm gonna make. They're just not driven, you know. That's just what it is.
Or they're just happy with where they're at.
yeah, but if they're asking you for money,
Oh,
they're
if-
clearly
yeah,
not
yeah.
happy with where
Oh,
they're
yeah.
at.
Yeah, I guess that's the side point. Yeah.
Yeah, they're clearly not happy with where they at. But that's an interesting thing to think about. When people aren't happy enough with where they're at to make money for themselves, but they're
Just lazy.
I guess they're happy enough with where they're at to not make money for themselves, but not happy enough with where they're at to not ask people for money. That's an interesting place to be.
That would be an interesting place to be.
Yeah.
Rocking a hard place.
Or rather,
Yeah, just make money.
Just make money.
Just make money.
Uses that.
yeah.
Just like rent out a house.
Yeah.
That's like, it's not like a huge income, but it's like fairly stable depending on your tenants.
Facts.
I mean, you probably want to scout out your tenants before or something.
Facts. Otherwise, you're.
Otherwise, they trash the place and then the value decreases.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I mean, obviously you can charge them for that and
You
whatnot.
could.
Like, there's a lot of, and you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
you can take them to court. There's a lot of litigation things
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can do and things like that. But that's such a hassle. Who wants to do that?
No one.
If you have a single family home and then like 5 guys move into it, that's gonna suck compared to if you have like a family of 5 move into it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if you so every renter is always looking for like families, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, the family structure has organization to it, and that's basically it.
Yeah. If you have a bunch of guys living there, chances are like a door's gonna get broken, the toilet's
The place
probably
is
gonna
gonna
be
get
exploded.
trashed. for
Yeah,
sure.
the place will get trashed. Your property value is gonna go down, and you know it probably won't look that nice. The house probably will not stay that nice.
Guess what we did like 2 years ago?
Rip.
5 of us
Sorry
in one
about
house.
that. James knows about the lawn. Oh,
my
man,
gosh.
that's crazy. It's crazy how interconnected our lives are. Cause like
It's
thinking about it right now, like literally the house we lived in, this man mowed the lawn for,
this is true,
and now look where he's at,
right?
sitting in the big seat. What? He said he's
Still
still mowing the
mowing
lawn. That's so funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah, man. So what are you on these days?
For what?
Crack.
Anything?
Oh,
Math.
yeah.
Yeah, heroin.
A little bit every once in a while.
Alright,
Yes.
alright.
You gotta relax somehow.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. When school gets tough, yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
No, but what are you up to?
Black tar.
of course.
Well, over the summer, I going back to Georgia Ironworks in Grovetown for my summer co-op.
Fun.
So that's always great. Am I not close enough?
Yeah, perfect.
Am I close enough?
Yes, perfect.
Gotta hear
Got some new tasks to do. It's definitely more interesting than it was the previous summer.
What you got going on?
Most recent thing is as soon as I finish the most recent project I'm doing right now, which is I'm helping write a work instruction for some data management stuff.
What is that? Are you using like what is that? Power Automator or something like that?
I'm literally just Word, just Microsoft Word.
What?
Kind of boring.
Are you using ChatGPT?
Nah, I basically have the stuff there. I'm just formatting it and like adding in the little bits here and there. So it's really not that much.
That's wild.
But
How do they gauge your work?
that is a good question. I honestly could probably not answer that.
Wow, that's wild. So you could just like, you could take an hour to get like half a page done.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
And sometimes I almost have to do that because okay, so last summer it was more of a deal because the company had some issues and they needed a lot of help with in their data management IT department.
Yeah.
And so they hired me to work for the, I guess, IT kind of person, but more in the engineering department. So like they were in charge of all the data management for the specific engineering group, whatever team it was.
Okay.
And I know I was like constantly like finishing up the work and being like, all right, I'm done. You got something else for me to do? And be like, nah. So I'd have to wait around for like 3 hours doing nothing.
What?
So I ended up just like taking long time to get like very simple tasks done because they just wouldn't have something else ready for me. I was getting things done too quick.
Wow.
Because it was very simple stuff. It was honestly very boring.
Yeah.
But my next assignment, I'm going to be working with the metallurgist at GIW, and he's doing some cool stuff in the metallurgy lab, crunching some numbers on doing some like abrasion and tensile tests and stuff like that for different materials.
Oh, that's dope.
So
So you're
it'll-
actually going to be doing hands-on stuff.
Little hands-on, also like, like crunching numbers, like I said. So we're doing some
Excel workbook
tests,
stuff.
Excel,
I hate
probably a
Excel.
little calculus and stuff like that.
Ooh,
So it'll be
I love that.
it should be a little more interesting, a little more challenging. Hopefully, I'll get to use some of the skills I've been learning in college.
Yeah.
And I might even get some head starts on like future classes because I haven't taken a materials class yet. I
Really?
believe I'm either taking that next semester or the semester after.
So for those of you that don't know, what is your major?
Oh, mechanical engineering. I think I might have said that
I
actually.
think
at
we
the beginning
mentioned
of the beginning of the cast.
Okay. Well, now they
But,
know again. They've been
now they know.
reminding.
Double.
Been reminding. Yes.
Yeah. So you're in Southern for mechanical engineering, right?
Yeah.
How is that, by the way?
So from like research I've done from people I've talked to, specifically like people at, so like almost, I don't know if I want to say half the engineers, but it seems like half the engineers at Georgia Ironworks are hired from Georgia Southern. Like
Wow.
a lot.
So it's a
like,
feeder.
I don't know. But there's a
Look 'em
lot
up.
of them.
Yeah.
Like let's see. There's like one that works like a couple desks down from me.
Yeah.
Who was from Georgia Southern. The rest of them are from like, there's a couple from Clemson, a couple from Georgia Tech, Auburn, places like that. But yeah, quite a few from Georgia Southern, especially the like hires within the last 5-6 years.
Really?
A lot of Georgia Southern people.
Do you think that's just because people know people?
That could be so. Also, Southern has, I would say it's been decreasing its reputation for being a party school.
Really?
While it still has that reputation, I think it's slightly decreasing
really?
over time.
Do you think people respect degrees more from Southern now,
I think so.
rather than in like 2002?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
The Southern like engineering program is probably one of the better ones in
In the state.
the state.
Well,
yeah.
at least they have one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tell me about it. AU's got
Dude,
none.
Yeah.
if AU had one, I would not have to be at Southern. Let's
If
just say
AU
that.
Yeah.
had
But-
like a, well, they have cyber engineering.
Cyber and physics are their like big deal,
So-
and obviously medical.
Yeah,
So,
their
like-
medical is a huge
But besides medical,
so like
physics and cyber.
cyber engineering is like kind of what I'm looking for, but not quite. So
Yeah.
just gonna
Facts.
go. Just gonna do.
But
You know. So are you just gonna do this one time in college, or do you think you'll go back to college? And are you just doing a bachelor's, or are you also doing a master's?
so the current, I've also been talking to some people at work,
yeah,
professors,
getting the
Mhm.
lay of the
about
land.
like,
Yeah.
is it so some majors like it really doesn't matter whether you get a bachelor's or a master's. Like, I think specifically like chemical engineering, like nuclear engineering, maybe. These are more specific fields, I would say, like whether or not they actually are. But
Yeah.
the pay raise and all that, it's really
Minimal.
not going to matter as much. But for something like mechanical engineering, it's more of a broader field.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a lot. You can do a lot more stuff in there.
So then when
So
you specialize,
The masters could definitely be a lot more beneficial. But from what I've heard is the bachelor's right out of school is great. You can get hired pretty much right out of school. Then if you find someone to hire you, whether or not, maybe they won't, maybe they will. You can't be too nitpicky when you're the one getting hired.
facts.
But if you were to be hired by someone who would pay for you to go back to school and get a master's,
yeah,
That's optimal.
oh yeah, for
then
sure.
just do that.
A lot of people have said that it doesn't matter a whole lot. Like you'll get a little bit, you'll get a better pay raise. That kind of stuff. But it doesn't limit your getting hired as much. What they're looking for hires are more like the FE test, the FE exam, the
iron
the
exam.
PE exam,
I'm kidding. What are those?
the fundamental engineering exam, or I think it's professional engineering exam. Basically, it's like, here's an exam of pretty much everything you've learned over your engineering courses.
yeah.
So a little bit of
Interesting.
calculus, heat transfer, fluids, thermo, mechanics,
Wow.
whatever. Throw it in there, and you have like 6-hour exam.
I'm so glad they have nothing like that for computer
So yeah,
science.
Well, they
it
do.
definitely sounds pretty
What?
intimidating
They do.
right now.
What do they have for us?
They got certifications.
Oh yeah, well they
Yeah.
got that, but that's like there's no certification for computer science really. They've got cybersecurity.
not
You
like-
could get like security plus. You could get networking
Well,
plus.
networking is something that apparently like a lot of people look for, and there's other ones as well that are more
Yeah.
applicable to
Computer
other things,
science.
But
Yeah.
if you have a networking thing, you're a lot more likely to get hired.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
these little exams, like, whereas some companies might not be, they might
They don't
not be
care.
super important, but more likely to get hired. So most companies like GIW, a couple of people I talked to, they say they really like people who've taken at least the FE exam.
Yeah.
Like that
makes
it
sense.
helps prove your competency.
Yeah,
to
it
them.
helps weed out candidates too, I'm sure.
Yeah,
So for
Which
us,
is-
a lot of the hiring process. Sorry, what?
I was gonna say, which obviously the exam does sound pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
But you know,
It's made for the dummies that graduated with
Yeah.
C's.
yeah, I suppose.
I'm
so.
sure. That's what I found for all like standardized exams. Like I kind of maybe it's just because I'm like decent at taking tests that are standardized.
Dude, I like standardized testing are like the bane of my existence.
Yes, I love them. I love them. You might hate them, but you've gotten decent grades on them throughout your whole career.
Yeah.
You're definitely not in the lower percentiles.
No.
So, I think anything like that. Like, did you ever have to take an exam to get your driver's license?
You talk about the
Like in the driver's ed course?
honestly, it's been such a while, I don't remember.
Yeah, so I remember that. And that's what made me realize, like, there are so many dummies in this world, dude.
Are you talking about like the permit exam where it's like, what is this stop? Is
Well,
this a stop
is
sign?
this a stop sign? What shape is a stop sign?
Yeah.
And it's like square,
Triangle.
circle. Yeah,
my
it's like square,
lord.
circle, rectangle. And, like, there's only one that's like
when can you?
pentagon or
when-
octagon.
What is the road sign
Hexagon.
for allowing pass? Oh, it's the dash line on your side of the road. Like obviously.
Yeah, so, very, very simple things.
Should you wear
like
a
that.
seatbelt?
Durr.
Yeah, I mean, tests like that, that's how a lot of standardized tests feel like for me.
Yeah, they're really just boring.
Yeah,
And they're 3-4 hours long.
that's
Just
what I
sitting
hate,
there
dude.
filling in bubbles.
Man, it's really a test of like how long can you sit in that seat.
It really is.
That's really what it is more than anything, because the questions are never really hard. There's
No.
only been one standardized exam I've ever taken that had like decently hard questions. And even still, if I had studied a little better beforehand, I would have done great. And
Yeah.
that's the chemistry
And
final.
I didn't study for a single SAT exam.
Yeah, me neither. And I
The,
didn't need to.
Although my second exam the math section had a lot of trig in there, which we had like
Very little background in that.
we didn't cover a whole lot of trig.
Yeah.
So that was one issue, but
I remember that.
besides I had raised my reading score by 100 points from
That's
the previous
ridiculous.
exam.
Because you just
Dang.
knew how the exam went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
Easier
sometimes
questions.
the prompts are just confusing and
True.
the questions are so generic, like all of these answers could apply. Like I don't know what you're talking
Especially
about.
the
Choose
reading
the
ones.
answer that
Choose
best
the best
applies.
one. Like,
I hate
bruh,
that
I think
so
I have an
much.
opinion, and this one's the best one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like you're
like-
asking me on my opinion now.
Yeah, so many of those questions are like,
You fools.
what is your opinion about this piece? It's not worded like that, but like it's
Yeah.
a purely opinion question, and it's like, well, I agree with A and C,
And
but
that
I
is
think
why
that you
I'm
probably
an
want me to
engineer.
answer B.
yeah.
We deal with facts.
We do with facts.
Science. It is or it is not.
You have to get in the mindset of the people that create the tests.
Yep.
You do.
And
Like,
then
well,
once
what would
you're
these guys
right
think?
there, you're like, these guys are trying to trick me, aren't they?
What do you want from me?
Yeah, exactly. What exactly do you want from me? I have my answers. I have the thing that I want to answer, and then I have the answer I think you want me to answer.
We are coming up on an hour.
Man. Well, do you have anything you want to plug, like an Instagram or something?
Nah, I don't have a whole lot. Just kind of doing my thing.
Okay, word. Well, definitely we'll check back in with you in maybe a year or so, see how it's going.
Yeah.
See how
God
things are
knows.
doing.
Yeah, I'd love to
You're-
hop back on.
You're not going to be graduated at that point because you got an extra semester or two, right?
No, I've got 2 years left, so
Okay, yeah.
spring 25. Yep, I'm gonna be basically coasting through the rest of school. I got
I
like
love that.
12 credit hours signed up for the next 4 semesters. It's gonna be great.
That's incredible.
Hopefully have plenty of free time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I might have to come down to Southern and see you.
Heck yeah, that'd be great.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. Well, without further ado, go check us out at the Minimum Wage Pod on Instagram.
Yep, and be sure to check out our Clips channel at MWP Clips.
And this has been
The Minimum Wage Podcast.
Where the Name is Above Our Pay Grade.
Peace.